Alright, hello once again YouTube. Welcome back to some more Stormworks, Build and Rescue. We're continuing on for our little investigation of actually trying stuff in the, what do you call it? The Industry DLC. Was it Industrial Frontier? Yeah, that's the one. We're going to try actually running the iron ore that we've mined out to the refinery. Yeah, okay, train, you should be... So clutch is definitely disengaged, so we should be okay to start. Let's go. So I should be able to do at least second game with cargo. Alright, so we need to head down here to this location here, but we're going to mark the... Well, mark the points and approach slow when we get to the next set, which should be here. As we start to get near to that waypoint, we may have to slow down. I believe we're going the right way here. We should be staying on the right, which we are. Better start to speed up. Yeah, we should be able to put on a reasonable little turn of speed. 85. That's fine. As long as we don't come off the rails anyway. Might be a very short series if we do. Actually recovering at that point would be a right pain. No, I think we're okay. Any sharp corners on the way to where we're going? No. Not particularly. You can see the rail ahead. On whichever view. I do prefer the third person view though. Yeah, the frame rate's weird on this island. I definitely think it's running a bit slow again. Which is very weird because we're on the flat. There's nothing around here. I think I've heard something about it might be the game calculating when it thinks there's a possibility of a crash. It can do some of the math ahead of time. But that means when it actually gets near something, even if you weren't going to hit it, it slows down a bit, which is obviously not ideal. What is that? Oh, that must be the... Is that the gold separator? Yeah, it must be the, was it Ace? Ace Master Gold Dirt Separator, which is weirdly positioned, because I'm not seeing any gold mines anywhere around. Oh. Right. Down a couple of gears. What's the point set to? To the right. We should be okay. Yeah, we're okay. But we'll stay at the low speed for the moment while we take the corner. Yeah, okay. And the next turn will be... There, we need to make sure we go left. And then we're all set to head to the refinery after that. We're good to accelerate for a little bit. Yeah, there's a bit more to do nowadays when it comes to actually driving the trains because you can come off at high speed. I don't know if they can maybe do with putting some signs up as well. Like I say, I'm trying to give a actual idea of what it's actually like. This DLC, I do feel like that's some of the quality of life stuff they could do with putting up oh, this corner is like X tight. You'll probably want to stay below this speed or whatever. It's sort of a little bit hard to tell with some of this stuff. It's like it's something I have to keep an eye out for, but I don't know when exactly it becomes a problem. I do think they should keep trains being able to come off the tracks. Not necessarily for the sake of derailing, but because that means you can make things that can leave the rails, sort of rail cars and things. But where are we? Approaching the next corner. That rail actually raised. They actually got some slopes as well. Might even accelerate a little bit in case we have to climb a hill. Let's slow down here. I guess right is the default. Yeah, that's right. Looks fairly smooth, even though there's a bit of a hill. Build up some speed so we can get over it. We probably should be bringing more ore, really. I did realise that we were only bringing like 25 ore or something, or 27 ore, but it's mostly to get an idea of how the stuff actually works in practice. I did also realise we could do this on a very cheap budget. If you built a really tiny little diesel train and then had like a minecart behind it, that could be a very cute way of doing it on a budget or early in the campaign. I don't know about actually mining. I feel like you'd still need a reasonably sized machine for mining, although I guess you could do a very small, like, if you did like a car that just had like a single drill that just raised up, and then just had it just unload into like a hopper on the back of the car, you could do a very small vehicle that could mine. It would be very lightweight. You would have to be able to unload into a train somehow, but I guess if you had a low minecart, you could do that, or you could even hand load it if you were feeling patient. I don't know what speed we could take these at, so I'm going to slow down a little bit for this steep turn. Oh shoot, we've ended up in the wrong place. Ah. We missed the turn because I was busy talking to you guys. Actually, hang on. Drop off. Hang on. If we reverse that way... Okay, yeah, hang on. We'll reverse it. It's not ideal, but given we're on the right rail. We'll switch across and go backwards. Oh, there's also another idea. I'd had this ages ago for Stormworks, but you couldn't do it. Was that you could probably do a train that would cross both rails at once if you built the wheels right. And I think now with all this DLC, with all the double rail, you could actually do it. Which is something I'd like to try at some point as well. So if you guys are interested in seeing that on the channel, let me know. But obviously, I've got to head back to Front Depths at some point. I've been enjoying this, but I am supposed to be getting on with that series. I don't like to abandon them. I know it happens a bit, but I don't like doing it particularly, so... Okay, we might actually be okay. We might just be able to back up. We just reverse now. It looks like the point's set right already. Brakes off. Clutch on. Keep it on low speed in case it turns out we do need to switch them, or in case it's broken again. We have had broken points before. We had that last time. It's not the best, but all right. We'll throttle up since we're not going very fast. We only have one reverse gear anyway, so we'll probably need to do it at full throttle. Oh no, yeah, that was right. Points are already set right. Let's shut the door so we don't fall out. How fast are we going in reverse? 25. Ugh. I've probably I realise a little late, perhaps. I probably put this in the wrong plate. No, it's because of the way the gears are set up. I was going to say we should probably have a we should probably be able to do like full gearing in reverse. So I've done that wrong, but that's because I'm using the pre-built gear controller. Pardon me. Gear controller. Oh, this is going to take a while, isn't it? Tell you what, I'll cut this bit out. I'll rejoin you guys when we're at the refinery, because I think this might take a little while. I'll just check we're looking okay for fuel. Yeah, I think we'll be alright. Right, see you guys in a minute. Alright, in about 5 minutes of real life later, we're back. Welcome to the refinery, everyone, who hasn't seen it in the last one. Now, I don't know 100% how refining works. I'm not going to lie. I believe there is a drop-off point that we found last time. I actually don't know where it is, and I don't even know where we're... Okay, we're set to go to the right. I actually don't know what rail we're going down. I think the drop-off was on the right, but I'm not 100% sure. We've got drop-offs both underneath this railway car and on the sides, so... Because I remember one of the drop-offs was a little, like, side loader. Oh, okay, so that rail... So the other way takes us down onto into the building. This one goes down the side route. How we doing fuel? We're getting through it, but we've still got plenty. Especially if we can revert to go forwards. Turntables would be nice as well. That's another one for you devs, suggestion. Or perhaps just the ability to construct our own railways. That would be pretty good. Yeah, slightly drunken sea railways are not usually the most efficient, especially now we have to slow down on them. Is there nothing here? No drop-off points or anything? I guess we have to go the other way. Yeah, not even a loading point. So this is just a bypass to just go straight past the refinery, I guess. We need to actually go into it, at least to some degree. Right. Looks like we can cross once we get past that bit. So down, so we've got plenty of time to react. If the points are set right, we can even just switch into forward gear and go down the other rail, but we'll see what they're set to. That one is set right. What about the other one? How light's on the other side? Yeah, it's set right. Okay, cool. Once we get past the points, we can then go... Pretty sure you're meant to bring a train to a halt in reality before you do a maneuver like that, but it works. That was quite smooth. Have they actually added... Is that why the points feel a bit sticky sometimes? Is it actually because they've actually programmed the resistance of like moving the track across if you're going forwards over them? And they're the other way. That'd be kind of cool. Accelerate a bit, but we need to be going fairly slowly because I don't know where the drop-off is. And I assume there is one here somewhere. There was last time I checked. There it is, I think. On to crawl and brakes on. And clutch disengage. Just check there isn't another one, but mineral hopper. This is weirdly designed, right? Because this is not on the... Where's my torch? There's not another one under here, is there? No. Is this really the only drop-off? It's a weird place, right? Surely you put it under the track. So maybe couldn't, but... Yeah, there's these which I assume are for loading. That might be where we get the finished product from, but... Yeah, if that is where we unload to, that's really weird, because that's not a good spot, really. I was expecting us to arrive by road, but, like... Is there another... There isn't another rail drop-off, is there? I'm not just missing something. I had this thought before, last time we came here. No, I'm really not seeing anything. Oh, unless we can unload into that building? I don't think we came through it before. I think we went round it. And this looks like an unloading stop as a loading spot as well. Oh, that'd be the only thing with the double train I suggested earlier as well. Apparently we can't go this way because the rail's only single. That is a loader, isn't it? Yeah, that's a big old unloading machine. Can we do anything with that? I don't know how you interact with this stuff either. That's the only other problem. It's like, I assume we can do something to tell that to unload into our machinery, but I don't know how. Oh, we should probably turn the engine off as well. Bunny hop over that. Like I say, I think it's faster than just sprint walking, although I don't know for certain, but it feels like it's a little bit quicker. Yeah, it feels like it's definitely quicker once it gets to speed up. Yeah, not really very much, but we'll shut the engine down. Right. I guess we're going to have to unload onto the floor near it and then shift it across. What would you need to... You'd need some moving mechanical loading arm, and that's kind of difficult with the hoppers. Oh, unless you had one that lifted over, like tilt loader, but yeah, because like they've put it nowhere near the actual rail thing. I guess we'll just have to unload it from here, but like... It is actually eating the stuff I load into it, so that's a good sign it's working, but kind of slow. Okay, so definitely, if you want to unload at the refinery, I feel like there's a better way. This feels like it's designed for unloading from trucks, but there doesn't appear to be a dedicated train unloader. Very strange, and I'm not sure why. Like, you put it here. You would literally put it right here next to the hopper. But there really doesn't appear to be anything I can see, unless there's some visual glitch. And it might be that they fix this sort of thing. They might get feedback on it, but I might even leave some myself, because I'm sorry? What? No! Get the train! Oh no! Am I gonna die? Get out! Get out! I'm gonna drown. Oh, no, wait. Drop fast left, drop fast left. Oh! What? That was not... I did not do that. That was... What? A tsunami sweeping across the desert. Okay. Okay, I nearly drowned in the desert. There we go, guys. Oh dear, right. Okay. You okay, train? You look remarkably okay. I was worried this might actually just get completely swept off the rails and destroyed, but I think it's fine. You can't make this up. I wish I was smart enough to make this up. Oh dear. Right, right. Oh dear. Let's finish loading this, then we'll go back and get some coal if we need it, which I think we do. I'll probably be pausing a little bit anyway, so what I might do is pause and then look up if anyone said anything about actually work it. Right. That's the iron unloaded. Is there anything... Nothing seems to indicate this place is doing anything. I can hear the unloading noise forever again. That's definitely a bug at the moment. I've heard that before. Right. I might even just take this vehicle back to the workbench. Yeah, we'll do that. Be a lot quicker. Right. It's cheaty, but it works. I will pause recording here again. Yes, thank you for warning me about the tsunami before I was hit by it. Oh, wait. I just want a bed as well so we can heal up. But yes, I shall, like I say, I'll look up if there's anything you need to do to get the refinery working, or whether it just does. If anyone said anything about it, whether we need coal or not, and then I'll get back to you guys. So, see you in a moment. Alright, we're back. I have some updates. Am I in gear? I'm not in gear. I have some updates. So, I can't find a single dang thing that explains how the refinery works. I think it was one of the things I'm looking for. I also can't... I found out which... Oh, shit, which way do I need to go? I need to be going right to get to those points. I additionally found out which points... which mines you can mine coal from. Now, there seems to be 3, but I can't find one of them on the map. So... I don't really know on that one. There should be 3. There should be 2 that have had coal deposits added. One of them was here, Dean Hall. There is another one, but I couldn't find it. And there is also one that is specifically just a coal mine, which I think it's a pretty safe bet to assume would contain coal. I couldn't find anything on how the industry works or how you're meant to unload. Because the hoppers don't have any moving parts. So the only way to unload directly into that port would, I guess, to be to have whatever your hopper system is, to be able to somehow move across. Probably a whole, like, train width across to the side to unload into it. Which seems like... A, that's quite a lot. You'd have to have quite an impressive little mechanical setup for that to work. It's not impossible, but you would have to specifically build it with that in mind. And that's weird, given that's not how a lot of this sort of thing works in real life with a lot of coal cars. They are like the Lamia with the drop-off underneath. I'm slowing down a bit for this corner because this one's very sharp. That Lamia is now loaded completely up with coal. So, or that slice of a Lamia anyway. The Lamia is the full 3-car setup, but... So we're going to bring a bunch of coal over there. I've actually gone ahead and put it on the Giamada, which is the company that makes the game, bug tracker. I've put that on there. I have put the suggestion about having a marker at each of the points that shows you where, which way they are facing, and then potentially the option to click on it to change the tracks remotely. Because you also can't really see which way the tracks are like set to until you're quite close. And that's if the signs are facing the right way, because the signals don't even always, like... They're not double-sided. They only point in one direction. You can only see which way they're going from one side of them. So I've added that there, and I've added an under the rail drop-off point. I can see why it's at the side for, like, trucks or lorries coming in. But for trains, it makes no sense. It should be underneath. Also, as you can probably hear in the background, there's another siren going. I don't know what this one's warning me of. I don't know if it's another tsunami or if that's the volcano smoking away in the background over there. That does, in fact, look like the volcano is smoking away over there, so we might be about to witness another volcanic eruption to add to the tsunami we had earlier. My god, the disasters are common, apparently. We'll work through it. We've been through a tsunami and lived. That point should be set right, but the ones entering the refinery aren't, and I need to hope that this one is set right as well. Is this the one we missed before, or is this the broken one? So down to gear 1. Because I'm not convinced this one's going to work, because I remember we had trouble with one of them, and I think it was this one. It's been a slightly jank episode, but... it seems to be par for the course at the moment. No, that is set wrong. Reverse gear. Rev it up. Clutch off, brakes on. Yeah, I'm not going mad. They actually aren't double-sided. They're thick enough to be double-sided. They could easily put lights on both sides. Oh, I guess... the idea is there's a one that's lit up on the entrance to the junction, maybe? Oops. It's still difficult to tell, though, at a distance. I still think that's something they could improve. Right, is this the one that was broken last time? Well, if it is, it's not a problem anymore. I would have reported that as well, but I couldn't remember which points it was, and it might be fixed already. Whoa, actually, no, gear down, gear down. Sharp corner. Throttle up, but gear down. Our next waypoint, but I believe we can take that one at pretty much full speed. I think it's already set correct. No, it wasn't set correct, was it? Because we ended up going all the way down there. Yeah, so we have to be careful with that one. That was the one where I was saying some stuff to you guys, and we ended up going over it by accident. Oh. Okay, accelerate out of it. Okay, we're in second gear. Yeah. The wheel spin's still weird as well, but the wheel slip, but I think I've heard someone say it should be at low speed if you try to move off too quick, should be when you would actually spin your wheels. You don't spin at high speed until you hit the sort of speed where like the metal wheels stop gripping, which is about like 300 something. Oh, cow the light. Oh my god. Oh, that was a little close. Okay, we might need cow catchers fitted to this thing. I built this thing as a sort of British, like, dockyard style engine. It's built on the old rail update because it's still got the wrong amount of wheels, really. This should probably have, like, 6 or 4, even. It's probably a bit large, if anything, but... okay, I think we are okay. That looked a little sharp for a minute there, but... right, where's the switch over? We've got a bit of time. Let's get a bit of speed up to go over the hill. No, that hill is the junction, isn't it? We'll gear down now so we don't miss it this time. It's past the road crossing coming up. Is it? Oh, mission's complete. Let's say, what was it trying to warn us of? Try to get fairly close because we don't want to... But I'll let it coast. We've got a good bit of weight behind us. We should be able to coast for a bit. Should gear to neutral so we can set off easily. Yeah, this is why, because you have to... This is one of the reasons why I suggested the gear switch thing, because it's like... Yes, I could do it remotely if I had a radio set up, but there's no guide in-game on how to do that, as far as I'm aware. Is there a... Photo mode, add-on editor, settings, save... Or video tutorial? Is there a guide on it? Am I being silly? No, that's it. Hull design, workbench, engine, logic and controls, modular engines. It's not a bad set of guides. It's actually Mr. in Jersey. Well, it's actually Mr. in Jersey that made the tutorials for the game. Oh, do you look at that? He's a community guy. He's very good for this game. There's a load of stuff for it. Very helpful. Some of his stuff is not the best. Not like his content, but some of his like, hey, here's how you do a thing. I actually don't like some of his methods compared to other people's, but hey ho, that's personal preference. There's some. I think his engine controller I had a bit of trouble with. I don't know if it's because I just forgotten to plug in the composite, but I do prefer ZE stuff for a lot of microcontrollers at least. But yeah, if you want to learn the game, you could do a lot worse than listening to his advice. Right. Brakes off. Clutch up. Engine is still running, so we should be able to move. Should be able to short shift effectively as well. Should go left. We are going left. I also found out you can, as well as going by port, there is apparently at one of the ports a rail line that goes into the water. I guess it would be here. There is also a land line, so you can actually, or a sea line, so you can actually cross the ocean and go mine some coal on the other island. But for now, we've seen our mining works. I've just loaded some coal up from the workbench, and we're going to bring it over to the refinery. Try loading it. Yes, this should take us pretty much straight there. Nice pleasant scenic rail route, though. And again, actual inclines. I didn't realise there were really any inclines yet. It might even be new for this. They've said they've also reworked the rail routes on this island. So I think it was this one they said about. So that'll be interesting to see at some points. I've never really driven the rail lines there. I really do like the trains in Stormworks. I like messing around with them, but I've only really done it on the original layout. That's why I hadn't really noticed the switch issue, because there's only one set really, and it's here. It's become way more apparent now. I've actually tried to do some stuff with it. I find that seems to happen a lot with games. I start playing them on YouTube, and I really start to realise, like, oh no, there's a load of stuff I've been not doing right or whatever. Sure, we're going faster than we currently are. Let's put it up to gear 3. Gear 3 up. Get Luffy in here. 4th gear, we'd get there in no time. Potentially punch any villains along the way. Probably throttle up even further. I think 75 will be okay on this turn. No, I do not. That's sharp enough to make me think twice on that one. Again, no road barriers. That's just how it is over in America. How they do the road crossings. They don't put a barrier down across the track. All the British ones, you have like deployable barriers that drop when the trains get near. Okay, I can see the refinery. We're coming in forwards this time, which helps. Oh, speaking of, there. Oh, is that the rescue barge in distress? Okay. Oh, wait, probably got a bit more time to react than I thought. Extreme weather. Oh, okay, so that's the weather they warned about. It's back there somewhere, but I don't know. I don't see anything obvious, but we know disasters are quite common. I didn't even realise how common they were until I've started playing on this island. So they're all over the place. You've got to be real careful on these islands. Gives you stuff to think about, but a little bit scary. Right. Getting down to 1st gear. Are we even at full throttle? No, we're not at half throttle. Now, I believe this is set wrong. I believe we need to switch the points over, so we'll crawl up to about... We'll crawl up there, we'll let it coast for a moment, and then we'll... hit the brakes. It's a good little engine, though. I have to admit, the gold mouse is definitely proving its worth in this. It's not tremendously quick, but given you can't really get up to much speed on this island, because there's so many points you have to check for, and the corners could be quite sharp. At least they feel quite sharp. Right. Brakes off. Clutch up. I believe there might also be a set. Yeah, I think there's a second set of points just up ahead that I need to check as well. I'm guessing the idea is once we'll unload all the coal. We'll just chuck the rest on the ground. Seeing as there doesn't seem to be anywhere else to put it. I'm guessing once we've done that, if we take a car in under that shelter building, that's how we'll get the metal out. But I don't actually know how it detects us or how it knows when to drop off. What are the points set to? Left, they're wrong. Throttle off. We're going to go over it. Clutched. Nope. Oh, we're still in really high gear. Whoops. Yeah, we need to go back across to past that building. It definitely looks like somewhere where we can load up on stuff, but I couldn't tell you what. Again, there doesn't seem to be an obvious button anywhere. I don't know whether it would just auto-unload when we get close enough. It's not going to do the engine any good, but... And declutch. I notice our brakes actually aren't quite good enough to stop us moving completely. The engine's actually powerful enough to still move us along very slowly. I also wish you could shut doors while you're sat in a seat. I don't know why that's a thing you can't do, but it does appear to be the case. Lights on, brakes off. Why not have a skylight? I do have a skylight. I suppose you just can't see it because we're indoors. Could have a bigger skylight inside the old mass as well. Engine just burbling a little bit. Hello? That wasn't left. Oh, don't tell me these points are broken. Back a bit further just to make sure. All the way out of this building. Should definitely be going left. Did it not change because we were on it? Do I have to change it over twice? To make sure it's definitely facing the way it thinks it is? Can we actually break points if we're sat on them by accident? Right. Again, there's no visual way to tell. You can't tell which way they're facing. You can't even see them. Like, at least there's a little visual, like, tick, tick kind of thing. Be something, but right. We'll try it like that. If that doesn't work, we'll set it back again and we'll try it. If they are still broken, we'll have to go all the way back and come round because there's no way to get into the yard otherwise. It could be that because we were sat on it, it didn't change back. And we've like thrown the signal out of sync with the tracks, but I don't know. Have I actually got these on? No, I should really get these on keyboard controls as well. It is something I've got systems set up to do, but... Okay, so at the moment, that's still taking us forward, so... Into reverse. off. Brake on. Let's set them to the left. Definitely pointing left. It's off. Clutch on. Not seeing any sign it intends to turn. Still not turning, huh? Right. That's extremely annoying. I don't want to jump on the bandwagon and say this stuff is untested, but I'm starting to think some of this stuff is a little untested, frankly. So I don't want to be unduly mean, but I am. This is the second time this has happened. The points are clearly kind of bugged at the moment. Sorry about that. I don't know if any of that came to the thing. Right. Set these to the other way. So these work. At least they worked earlier. Brakes off. Chop. Those work. Those ones are still working fine. So I'll have to go right up there on the far end and come back. It's a good thing it's interesting to look at as we go past, but yeah, I am starting to... I hope this actually works. We should be able to load. It looks like there's about enough space for us to get the nose in. They definitely need a turntable around here because... Oh, actually, I suppose you've got parallel rails. I guess if you need to get around the other end of the train to unload it, you could drop the thing off and go round. Actually, no, you can't because the points are broken. You can't even turn around here. So if we... Yeah, it's a good thing we can do it from where we need to because we can't get round to fix it. Yeah, they could do with another set of crossover rails, really, to or whatever they're called, so we could actually use it as a quick reverser. Otherwise, you've got to go all the way at the far end of the foundry. You'd have to anyway for longer trains, but still. Right, so in theory, we go over this one, throw her into reverse. Oh, not again. Is it another tsunami? Flood? What is going on? Is this the start of a tsunami? Oh no, the engine! Uh-oh. Oh no, is it going to choke the engine? Please be okay. Okay, the engine has survived. I don't know how, but... Maybe because it's running, maybe because the exhaust is still spitting out... Oh, because the... Is the air intake sealed inside there somewhere? Is that why it's okay? Yeah, it might be because the air intake sealed inside there. It was okay. Not airtight, but watertight? I don't know how that works. But either way, the engine seems to survive that. I thought it might choke once it was submerged like that, but... Which would not be ideal, given we're right here. Well, mind you, we could technically unload ore on foot if we had to at this point. Right, clutch is off. Brake. Brake down. I'm going to get fairly close on this because I do not want to be having to ship like 20 pieces of ore over by hand. Right. I'll do it. going to need to unload the whole lot because we're going to try and take some metal out and actually bring it to the refinery. This episode's already over length, so we'll probably end it with actually doing some refining if it actually works. But yeah, you see my problem? Like, look how far. Like, it doesn't look like a long distance, but look, it's like twice the width of the train. This is like fairly standard train width for Stormworks, I think. So, like, you would have to move it over quite a long way to... Mine might be slightly narrow, but like... Or you'd need to have a vehicle already here for unloading. Like, it's not impossible, but it seems weirdly inconvenient when most places like this would have a big, like, under rail, like, pit in the middle where you could just unload directly to from the bottom of the train car. I don't know how much we need, so I'm just going to chuck a bunch in. I believe it'll also start to disappear over time as well, but I think they've increased the amount of time before that starts to happen. Ah, dear. Right. How much coal we got in there still? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh no. Hang on. We can make this a bit quicker. It's time to make a mess. I didn't think this was a particularly big car, but I guess it does hold a lot of material. Yeah, you'd really need a, you need some kind of shovel vehicle to come and pick it up, and that's doable. You could do it with a little mini digger or something fairly quickly, but you'd have to, like, squeeze in this gap here or unload somewhere further back, and then you have to drive a bit. It's just... This can't be intentional, right? Is there meant to be one under track that hasn't spawned? Is there like an invisible drop-off point somewhere? If so, you should probably label it like, for those that haven't played it, I did review it at one point. I don't know if I mentioned this in the review. Oh, the game's starting to slow down a bit. Farm Sim. Farm Sim actually has a great way to handle this, which is that anywhere you can, like, interact with on, like, the train... Oh, no, the game's actually really slowing down now. It's starting to disappear. It is starting to unload. Okay. But the way Farm Sim handles it is, if there's a zone on the floor you need to interact with, they'll have, like, a yellow and, like, black, like, hazard stripe, like, box, literally, like, stick it onto the floor, so you can tell, like, hey, here's the zone where you, like, do something. Like, you can turn it off, but it is how they show it normally. And it's a, you know, it works. It doesn't leave any doubt, and, like, oh, it's like, oh, you might be like, which one is it? If there's a lot close together, or, like, the modded ones especially, but, like, it's pretty clear. It's like, okay, this is a drop-off zone. That means this is where I interact with it. Oh my god, there's so much coal to unload. Do I want to cut it here? Well, I kind of want to get some metal now that we've got this far. Tell you what, I'll do another brief cut. We'll come back in a minute and we'll just try and pick the metal up, and that's where we'll end it if that actually works. Or we might even take it down to the refinery off screen, and then we'll take it somewhere we can sell it off screen and see if we actually get paid for it or whatever. But safe set. Why are there safes? I don't have the. Do I have the military DLC turned on? I didn't. Why is the military DLC on? I didn't think it was on. Is it enabled itself? I don't see any debug messages in the chat. What is going on? Has the military DLC turned itself on? What? I'm so confused. Okay. I'll cut here. We'll finish unloading all the coal. Apparently I unloaded so much coal that the military DLC turned itself on. I don't even know. Catch up with you guys in a moment. Alright, we're back. The coal is unloaded. It's still making unloading noises. Oh, no. Don't touch the clutch until the engine's running. I forget this one's a little slow to start. It looks like the coal does indeed still vanish over time. If I don't get the satisfaction of driving through a big clump of it. Actually, we're moving it all. Great storm. Right, so we back up to here. Assuming the points are still weird as they were before, we should be able to pull forward into one of those zones. In theory, We have unloaded both coal and iron here, unless I've accidentally loaded the wrong save somehow, which I can't imagine I have, because the vehicle's still there. The mining vehicle's still there. Oh, not max gear. What are we in? Gear 0. The mining machine is still there, so this must be the same save, even though the military DLC is now on for some reason. Is this still... Yeah, still taking us down the wrong rail. I don't actually mind, because it's taking us where we need to go, but... Clutch off. Let's try and stop this thing underneath the hopper and see if it starts to unload automatically, or if there's some switch somewhere we have to press. That should be about the right spot. Now, at present, I do not believe there's anything loaded into there. Also, yeah, it's empty. So it is the slope on the, or the hopper on the right, back right side. Let's go see if there's like an unload button somewhere. I don't know how long it takes to refine stuff. I don't know whether we have to like buy the building or something, but I haven't seen any signs for that around anyway. It could be that's what's wrong. In which case, my apologies for the false bug report, but what have we got here? Unload iron ore. There is... this one, wouldn't it? There's a hopper system. It knows it has something in it. How do I tell it to unload? It still has... just like a refiner? There's a constant on signal. It has 7 iron ore, which is 20 less than it should have in it. And it has 80 coal, so it's got plenty of coal. It's got iron ore in it. How do we then... not unloading with adders, is it? There's another... oh, there's another... unloading port of some sort here. Are we in the wrong place? Where does it unload from? I kind of assumed it was here because it's the center of the building, and this looks like some kind of vertical arc furnace, but like... how do I... why is it so poorly lit? There's no lights anywhere. Ow. Yep. Broke the shins a little bit. Nothing obvious happening there. The train is still empty. You climb onto the side of it. Check the top. Yeah, no. Well, at least the top section's empty anyway. Open true. It is apparently open. It just isn't unloading anything that I can see. No, that doesn't actually have any hoppers. How do you actually do it? What am I missing? Is that a sensor? Do I... oh, is it motion triggered? Do I just have to get close enough? I just engage the thing and just get to it. Nope. Didn't drop anything on the floor. Nothing's unloading. I may have to check the Discord. Oh. Yeah, pull against that. Is it dropping any sensor? It's not dropping any metal on the roof? Nope. Clearly I'm missing something. Okay, I think we're going to call the episode there. I'm not entirely sure what's wrong at the moment. As far as I'm aware, we have loaded coal and metal into the refinery, and as far as I was aware, that was all we needed. But I will have a quick check. I'll double check the posts about the industrial DLC. I'll double check the Discord, which I realised I forgot to check. I checked Steam, but I didn't check the Discords. And I'll catch up with you guys in the next one for what we discovered here. Sorry about all that. I was hoping we'd actually get a decent little episode of trying... Oh, no, hang on. There is one more place we can check. Before I doom and gloom it, let's check the one last... I don't think it's the right place, because I would have thought it would have hoppers like this one. But let's try the last place we have not yet checked. Let's check that other building quickly and check it's not there. We unload from. But yeah, otherwise we'll call the episode there. I'll get back to you in future with what's happened. Yeah, and we'll hopefully go from there. Again, at some point I also need to do some more From the Depths. I like both games. I like to switch around, but I'm like, my brain is like, you got to go back to it. You got to face the cruiser, Doug. Oh dear, right. Rolling back. Let's roll up a little bit more, but I don't want to go too quick. Let's roll up to that little unloading port there and see if anything comes out of it. There is a pipe, so it could be that it unloads from there. Yeah, I think that's a bit of resistance crossing the points, because it's... No, that's set right. It's not a bit of resistance crossing the points. It's just some weird thing that seems to always happen there. Clutch off. Oh, not another one. Is it another tsunami? No, what is this? Is it just a wave? Are we just in a low enough area that there's just waves in the... I'm screenshotting that. This might be another one to actually send as a bug report. It's about the third time it's happened. We just get waves in the refinery. Oh. It sure looks like we ought to be able to unload from it. It's in the right place. Clutch off, brakes on. We are slightly misaligned, but then again I don't know how it would tell. Can we unload from here? Nothing appears to be immediately happening. Oh boy, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Can we get up there? Can we see anything? Again, I plan to end the episode, but this has got my curiosity up now. Is there something up there? Ow. Whoops. Do I need to bring a ladder? Get a look what's up there, like a fire engine or something? I don't know. Anyway, we'll call it there. Thanks for watching, folks. Sorry about this one being a bit weird. Even I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.